Can you tell where I am yet? I bet you can now. Well, I'm in the English Lake District, obviously. I'm meeting my mate tomorrow morning. He should be up at 3 Tarns tonight, and he's doing a multi-day hike. He's doing about 100 miles in total, so yeah, I'm just tagging along. So I'm just going to find a place to camp tonight. Fancied Great End, but it's totally clagged in, so I'm not sure if there's any point in that really. It's very moody, forecast sort of 40 mph gusts, rain, clag, and it's pretty much like that for the next 3 days, to be honest, so it should be fun. Tomorrow we go over to Scafell Pike, Scafell, drop into Wasdale, but we'll just see what happens, make it up as we go along, see what this weather wants to do. So yeah, come along, I'll come back to you in a bit. Whew. I've just done the first bit of ascent there, absolutely roasting in this Paramo jacket. It's the Alta 3, usually my winter jacket, but because the forecast was looking the way it is for the next 3 days, I wanted something that I could rely upon, but even fully vented with just a t-shirt, I'm absolutely red hot. Anyway, just above Taylor Force Gill here, I think it's called. That is an alternative path if you don't want to go up past Stockley Bridge. You can just see it down there. And coming up alongside here. Be warned though, I do think there is a couple of scrambles up that way, which does seem to have a bit of a drop down to the left, so looks okay. But yeah, an alternative if you fancy it. Okay, so what we've got here is Great End and Great Gable, and you can even see, look, if you look just there, if you look closely, you can see the top of Scafell Pike. Magnificent, isn't it? Jesus. It is meant to clear about now. I've got my anemometer, but it's in my bag, I can't be bothered getting it out. We'll have a measure later. Anyway, let's get up there. So sprinkling Tarn behind me, obviously. It's definitely an option for a pitch tonight, because I don't think it's going to clear. Still plenty of time, it's 5 o'clock, but I've definitely got a lot more shelter down here. But anyway, I'll bash on up to sort of Hause. I know there's Ellen Crags and Glaramara, but there's no point in going back on myself, so we'll have a look at Hause and sort of around the back of Great End where the shelter is. Right, so I've just got to Hause, and the wind's blowing this direction. Not a breath down there, just over the, well, back down towards Sprinkling Tarn. You don't even have to go that far down, actually. Allen Crags there? Yeah, Allen Crags. Pike, Great End up there. Sorry, I can't see anything. So it probably would make sense just to drop down there. As you can see, it's irrelevant as long as I've got somewhere flat out of the wind and not boggy. I ain't getting views wherever I go, so I'll have a quick look up here, even though it's obvious it's not going to work. You never know. Right, back in a bit. Yeah, I've changed my mind already. It's just going to be a waste of time. I won't have that far to come up again in the morning to meet Chris, so where's S Pike gone? He'll have to come over that way anyway, so I'm only down a bit. Oh dear. Right, so there we go. I've literally dropped down 5 feet. Nothing. Only problem is I can't see anywhere down here as well now to pitch. Okay, that didn't take long. Just had a little bit of a break in the clag and I found this. Fortunately I found some litter as well, but we'll take that. So it's out of the wind. It's not too far to go back up in the morning. Bit tufty. Surprisingly not boggy at all. Weren't expecting that. Fairly flat. Excuse me. Something else up there that could be interesting. Alan Crags is up there, by the way. I think it's Alan Crags. Yeah, that's a path over there actually going up to Alan Crags. Sprinkling Tarn behind me there. So I'll just have a little wander up there, but I'm happy with that if I have to settle for it. Always worth having a little scout though, I suppose. Water source, happy days. Proper boggy, so we'll just go back to where I found before. Right, definitely getting the tent up. Sorted. That'll do nicely. I mean, I might as well be camped in my back garden with these views, but it's a means to an end. So, 25 to 6. I think sunset's about 7 now. Again, irrelevant. So I'll just get the stuff in, get the mat blown up, and start thinking about chilling. Would you believe it? It's starting to clear. I can actually see Derwent water and sprinkling tarn. Anyway, new mat, the big Agnes Zoom insulated, Zoom ultralight insulated, sorry, wide version. I don't think I've talked about this mat before. I used it in Iceland on my last video. Really, really comfy. About 500 grams, which is decent for its size. And I think an R rating of 4.2, something like that. So not really a winter mat, although obviously you could double up with a fall mat or like I've got a foam mat. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. This will be my 3-season mat for definite moving forward now. As I said, oh, really comfy. So I was using the Thermarest Neo Air X Light, which is really light and is really warm, but I had the mummy version, so it's just not enough. I'm 50 years old now, you know what I mean? I need this. Anyway, I might just have a nap, so I'll see you later. My tent's over there. Maybe you can see it. So I'm back on the path up to Hause. That goes back down to Sprinkling Tarn. And I'm going for a wander, not because I particularly want to, but I can't get a signal, so obviously I said I'm meeting my mate tomorrow. We never said what time, or I've not even confirmed I made it, so yeah, I think the last time I had a signal was right down there, so I'm gonna have to go down and back up. Right, well I managed to get a signal up at the cairn at Hause. I've sent him about 7 messages, Chris that is, but he's not been online for about half an hour. But I can't bear to stand up there anymore waiting for a response. It's wild. So I've wasted about bloody 20% of my battery doing that shite, but hopefully he'll be there in the morning, or he can just come and look for my tent. It's not hard to spot, to be honest, the bright red one. Right, well I need some scran and I need some wine, frankly. Just looking at my food and I'm thinking, did I actually forget I was out for 3 nights? I think there's definitely enough for 3 days and 2 nights, but not 3 nights, so I'm gonna have to forego my evening meal tonight, I think. Right, Mars bar it is, and a bit of jerky, I think that'll do. Oh, right, well nothing really much to show you, so I can't be bothered going for a wander. It's claggy, it's windy, so I'm just going to chill out. I can hear voices coming from over there. That's strange. I didn't think I'd see anybody up here on a Wednesday night, but definitely voices. Hey, right, vino time I think, and I'll come back to you if aught interesting happens.
I thought of the resistless passion which drives men to undertake terrific scrambles. No example can deter them. A peak can exercise the same irresistible power of attraction as an abyss. Théophile Gautier, 1868.
Wind's just relentless. Anyway, I'm going up to the shelter, which is just at, well, near the path that goes up to Great End, and hoping Chris is there. Right, well I've been knocking around here for a good 40 minutes I'd say. I've been up to Great End to try and get a signal, but no joy. So he's clearly not coming, or I've missed him. So I think change of plan. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to walk back down to Hause again You never know, I might bump into him. I don't believe it, there's another shelter here. I can see someone vaping and it's going to be Chris, isn't it? Oh dear. So Chris had waited an hour for me down there. My mistake. Hause shelter is a different shelter. So fair play to him for waiting for me. Weren't too angry, thankfully. We've just crossed the horrible boulder field. I think it's Hill Crag. Still in the clag. And making our way over. What's the next one called, Chris? Can you remember?
No.
Yeah, we've lost the plot. So yeah, just edging his way over towards Scafell Pike. Treacherous. So easy to break an ankle on this crap. Oh. Take your time. Oh yeah. Chris was just pointing out, I didn't even realise this. This is a memorial, war memorial. I've only been up here once before. Completely missed it. He's coming up again, Remembrance weekend to keep up here. A lot quieter than the last time I came up here, that's for sure. Well, we're not hanging around for very long. Especially if I fall off here. So yeah, just have a 5 or 10 minute break. Dropped out of Mickledore, past the stretcher box, Fox's Rake, Fox's Tarn, and then Scafell. First time for me, so looking forward to that. Yeah, see the stretcher box down there, can't you? And the rest of the bottom. Broad stand, looking very moody. And if I was a cameraman and I had a proper decent camera, what a picture that'd make. It's the contrast with the light down there and that. Not really sure how people go wrong and try and go up that, but there you go. So I can actually see something now, finally. Looking down into Wasdale. Broad crag behind me there. Wow, absolutely stunning. Unreal. You won't be able to pick it up on this unfortunately, but yeah, amazing. Looks like there's actual sunshine down in the valley. I've got to say it's quite mild, and not had any wind at all since Hause really, all the way over from Great End to Scafell Pike. It is meant to rain heavily later, and I'm sure we'll get the wind again at some point, but can't complain at all. Right, just going to edge our way around to Fox's Gully, innit? We'll see how wet that is. Try and do it before the rain comes. I'm going to have to call it. This is the most stunning part of the Lake District I've ever been in. Just incredible. Hope it clears when I get to the top of Scafell, but unlikely. Fingers crossed. I need to get up there first anyway. This is why you invited me, innit? Well, I invited myself, let's get it right. Fox's Gully. Rake, Fox's Rake. It's a good job I've got somebody helping me. Yeah, steeper than I were expecting. Yeah, a bit wet. Bit reet. At least we'll get up there quick, eh? Well, I don't think I'm going to film too much of this. Sorry. I don't think I'm going to film too much of this, just get up there. I think about halfway up. Not too bad, is it? Bit greasy in parts. Very wet. But decent handholds. I am drenched though, never mind. Oh, I'm blowing out my arse. Technically not too bad, just hard work, steep. And I was feeling the weight of this bag on my back. And then I realised when I got up here I don't have the hip belt fastened, so that doesn't help. Oh. Yeah, hard bloody work. And still a fair bit to go. I'm not even at the Tarn yet, so Chris has gone, he's left me. Probably thinking, Fanny. So almost at the summit of Scafell now. That absolutely killed me coming up that path. So that was steep enough, so God knows what Lord's Rake's like. Yeah, I think about another 200 metres. Can't see out. But that's fine. I'm happy to be here. One I've wanted to tick off for ages. Delighted, believe it or not. Right, just made my way over to the shelter here. Are we sticking around for long? You're just putting your waterproofs on? Yeah. Get off the hill. First time it's rained all day, to be fair, and the wind's still not being bad at all. So take that. But yeah, we're not sticking around. I'm getting freezing cold up here. So down to Wasdale, on a route I've definitely not been on, and I don't think you have either, have you? You said? Nope. Yeah, so see what that's like. Well, I think it's true what they say. There's no easy way up or down Scafell, hence why it's not as popular as its sibling. This might be considered the easiest one actually, but even that's quite steep at the top, and literally just got off the scree. Oh, it's nice to see grass again. Right, so we've just dropped down at Wasdale. Is it Wasdale or Wasdale? Oh, sorry. Yeah, we've just dropped out at Wasdale. And we're heading over towards Barrow, but because of my screw up this morning with a horse, with Hause, we're a bit short of time, so we're going to skirt around it rather than go up it, which, to be honest, suits me fine. And then I think we're looking to camp up at, is it Tarn? Yeah, it is meant to get really windy tonight, so we need to find a bit of shelter, drop down somewhere, so that's probably as good a bet as anywhere. But it's quite good to be on a bit of flat ground again for the time being. Now then, 20 to 8 now, so I think it's probably 3 hours? Yeah, 3.5 hours actually since I last spoke to the camera, which was down in Wasdale. I can't remember if it was after the car park or what. So yeah, a bit bizarre really. Obviously I says that we were going to go up the side of Barrow and find a place to pitch. Basically, as I'm coming up here, for some reason I'm just absolutely gassing out in the arse. Proper burning up, really dehydrated, back aches, leg aches. Yeah, I don't usually get like that. So we had a rough idea where we were going to camp, but we didn't know for definite. So it's one of those where I'm kind of walking along thinking, oh God, we could be walking all day here, and you know, I knew I wanted to keep sort of stopping and that, and just slowing Chris down a bit. So anyway, cut a long story short, found a bit of flat grass just sort of off the path next to this stream, this absolutely raging stream that you might be able to hear. And I sort of said to Chris, I'm kind of like tempted just to pitch up. So what time was that? About 4:30, I think. And he's like, well, it's a decent pitch and you definitely get your tent there, and but you know, you wouldn't be able to camp as well, because although you could get 2 tents, it is a bit boggy, so only this area is okay. So he was really cool about it. He feels absolutely fine. He's a bloody machine, isn't he? So yeah, I've pitched up and he's carried on, and I've no idea where he is because I've got no signal here or anything. So yeah, that's about it. I've been struggling all day, to be truthful. Realistically, it's because I've not had enough to eat. I know I mentioned last night that I was going to skip my evening meal, and then I skipped breakfast today, and I've just had like a few snacks through the day. Just so that was just stupid. I knew I had a big day today. I think it's not been what I'd anticipated, but I think 3,000 feet of ascent and about 4,500 feet of ascent, 9 miles. So not shabby really, but I shouldn't have felt that weak, if I'm being honest. And yeah, I've been sweating profusely every time I've had to do a bit of work, a bit of ascent in that bloody Paramo jacket. It's just way too hot for this time of year. You know, it's been pretty mild, despite the fact the weather's been crap. It has been pretty mild, even up on Scafell and Scafell Pike. So that was a mistake, and I couldn't really take it off because I ain't got another waterproof layer. So yeah. Anyway, I've had a chicken curry, the real Turmat chicken tikka, I think it is, and a nap. As soon as I got in the tent, fell asleep for about an hour and a half. I had a real Turmat chicken tikka. I made custard apple crunch, a load of water, and guess what? I feel absolutely brand new again. So I was feeling a bit pissed off earlier, but I bet that's not picking up the sound properly, is it? I was feeling a bit pissed off earlier, but I was clearly just knackered, just goosed. Right, well, waffle over. Yeah, I'll come back to you in the morning. Night. Oh God, it's grim. I thought the weather was meant to improve today, but it seems to be far worse, if anything. I'm in no rush to get out of this tent, that's for sure. I'm debating what to do if I decide to do pillar, and the obvious way to do pillar would be from here, but if I go from here, I'm kind of committed. I've got no idea what the weather's going to do because I've not had a signal for ages. So I'm kind of tempted to go back on myself, get a signal at least so I can check the weather. And then if I still want to do pillar, I'll just do it from the other side, from sort of Wasdale Head, I think it is. Regardless of what I decide to do, I've got to be out in this today walking. Fingers crossed it improves. That is mental. Proper white water rapids, that. If I fall in there on way back, I don't think I'm getting out again. Woo! I'm just thinking actually, I was looking on the map last night, and to continue up here at the side of this, there is no actual path on the map. So, bloody hell, looking at this, that could actually be quite sketchy trying to get up there. The path seems to be a lot closer to it, so it's into the bracken. You won't be able to see it. Well, hopefully Chris made it up there last night. Okay, so I've just... Well, I've made it back to the car park, over Beck car park, and finally I've got a signal again. So I've just checked the forecast immediately, and it doesn't look good at all. It was definitely looking better than that yesterday, so heavy rain all day, 40 mile per hour and 45 mile per hour gusts, and very poor visibility, so I'm not doing that. Not just for bagging a Wainwright. I'd absolutely love to bag pillar, but you know, in my mind, I'd rather do that on a fairly nice day. Scafell, no views whatsoever, but I didn't mind that because the walk was kind of the adventure anyway, if you like. Whereas that, I'm not so sure. Ideally, I'd want to camp on it as well, and that's definitely not happening tonight. Still don't know what I'm going to do. I just make it up to one of the passes and get over to Honister or down to Buttermere. Might as well duck in here, have a look at the food options, and get a bit of respite before I set off again. Recheck the forecast, plot a route maybe. Pie chips and a pint of Guinness. Bosh. Wrong way. So I've just passed Five Guys there, walking back with all the camping gear, looking absolutely drenched. I thought, oh, obviously I had a camp last night, and it's not gone too well. So they did have a camp last night, I'm not sure where, but not up here. They said that they've gone up here and they had to turn back round. So I've never been up here before. Looking at the map, I know I'm going to have to cross some streams. But yeah, they're saying I have to cross a river and it sort of looked like white water. So I'll have a look. I mean, if it looks dangerous, I won't bother, but I can't see it being anything too bad. So yeah, it looks like I've got across here. It's pretty narrow, but obviously it's got some force coming through it. So I'll just have a think about the best way across. I've got my poles, which obviously help. Wish me luck. So I just walked up 30-40 yards to here. Looked like the safest place, and yeah, no problem at all. So I'm nearly at the top of Wasdale Pass. A few hundred feet, I think. Yeah, I've really enjoyed walking up here. Absolutely drenched, but I'm pretty comfortable. Not cold at all. Wind's not really been that bad at all. We'll see if that changes when I get on the pass, but the good thing is I'm just dropping straight down again anyway into presumably Ennerdale, and then it's another ascent and another descent. Right, so on top of Wasdale Pass, go that way, and I can barely see Scafell, but it's right there. I think that's Scafell right there. Twice I've been up this way, well sorry, on the other side of Scafell, and both times conditions were just like this. And that is stunning. Scotland-esque. Oh, I found the toilet. Oh, what a fantastic place that was. I didn't want to leave. Right, just at Scarf Gap. Haystacks up there. And then that one is the ridge up to, I think it's High Style. Another one and a different red pike. Oh, I can't remember the middle one. Anyway, that's one on the to-do list as well. Probably from the other side though, coming up from Buttermere. So yeah, not far to go now. I've really enjoyed this walk today. I think I've seen 2 people. So plenty of solitude, just going at my own pace. Chalk and cheese to yesterday, like the first and second highest Wainwright and 0 Wainwrights today, but yeah, this has been great. Right, nothing more than a trudge back to Buttermere now, so don't think there's anything else to really talk about or show you. I'm not sure there has been earlier, to be fair, but yeah, if I don't continue this little mini adventure tomorrow, just like to say thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next one.